Hey everyone, this is Axel's Rumble Maker from the LEGO Nexo Knights series, and this is the exact form in which you've seen it displayed at shows, in photographs, and you'll also see it this way on the box, which is exactly why I'm going to start this review with it in this form instead. Yes, it transforms and splits. So rather than having kind of a land-based drilling machine, kind of a mining machine, you instead end up with a small tank over here, which is able to be operated on its own, and it does its own thing. We'll look at that more closely separately. But then you also have an aircraft with a couple of spinning things on the back, but I mean, this is intended to be fully a flyer. Those are the wings on the sides, and it has been really transformed around. It has a couple of cannons on the front. Strangely enough, surprisingly, if you can believe this, this is not able to shoot. Nothing physically shoots out from this, so you have to use your imagination, which I think is easy to do, given that this is not too difficult to hold on to and swish around. Could be a little bit easier to hold it from the back, but it's not that big of a deal. They just didn't give you a handle or anything. Kind of looks like it has a handle on the underside here, though, which is just kind of the wrong end for that. It has a double-ended cockpit, because when it's in its ground form, it's actually going to be going this way, which just works out differently. So basically, Axel just has to turn around. Now, the wheels and tires for ground mode do not retract away. I wish there was some way to fix that, but there's a lot of mechanism that's built in there, and you've already seen just a little bit of a touch of that. So now on the back, these drill things are supposed to represent the ends of turbine engines or something, and they're supposed to, I guess, spin around while he's going through the air and actually propel him in that way. Well, anyway, it's an aircraft, but to switch it back to the other form, I forget. Oh yeah, you just pull this. Just pull this back, and that's pretty much it. It's just that. It's just that. Pretty straightforward. Now Axel is just kind of looking out, wondering what happened to his cockpit. Well, it's on the other side, dude, so just flip yourself around, sit in the seat like that, and this is its normal form, minus the little tank add-on. So like this, these large wheels with the rubber tires go on the ground, and as you move this thing around, the inside parts spin one way, the outside parts spin the other way. I think that looks so much better than just having them spin a single way. Notice that the inside ones spin faster than the outside parts. So this is a really cool look. Just the mechanics, the mechanism. It's fun to watch. But I personally don't like the tires and the wheels. I think they look really out of place. I think that they should have either hidden those away or put something else on the outside that's close to the same size, just to, again, hide them away in some way, just to change up the appearance there, because it looks like something from a late 1980s Technic car. It just doesn't fit in with the look of everything else. Everything else, I think, looks pretty slick. I like the lines. I like the use of the orangish yellow color there. Got some recolors of these relatively new corner tile pieces. You've got the reused Star Wars tile piece there for the lock once again. An older printed console back here. The windows show heads-up displays with various status alerts and such, and those are just stickers there. They've got a spot to hold on to your shield for your figure. They've got a spot to hold on to the big axe for Axel. We'll see that up more closely when we're looking at the figures, but overall, functionality is pretty good. It's not able to shoot anything, but I think that's fine going this way. Not so great when it's going this way. Would have been nice to have a couple spring-loaded shooters. It would have been easy to integrate them under here. I mean, this is kind of a mess when you look at it from the underside anyway, so why not, give kids the ability to actually fire something off. But overall, interesting. Some hits, some misses here, but I also needed to show you the tank thing, the little tank thing, which is kind of cool in and of itself, but also a little bit of a mess just in this center section, because you've got all these Technic pieces and such. At least it works kind of well. You can hold it just from the center here and then make it spin within its own space. So that's actually kind of cool. And this is actually able to shoot. So the big huge thing is not able to shoot, But this little thing is able to shoot. It has 2 stud shooters built into it, which aren't really easy to activate when this is attached to the main build. So I'm going to temporarily take him out just to make this easier and simpler to see. And then all this back here just kind of attaches as a rear bogey for the whole thing. So it becomes like a half track. That's how that's supposed to work. Just fits right in there. And yeah, so this is really the full vehicle. And to be honest, to me, now it looks even more weird with the tracks and the tires there. They just don't seem to fit visually to me. They work fine. And now you can hold on to the cannons back here to just kind of move it around without touching too much stuff. But yeah, kind of a mixed bag here. There's one more thing that I need to show you about this small tank though. Another thing that makes it even more cool. It's almost like there's more cool stuff about this little thing than the big thing. If you have one of the mech sets, well, you can, I'm just going to use the axle one here, but you can take the top of that off and just stick it right on there. Ta-da! Now you have a tracked mech, and this is still able to rotate around, so you've got the waist articulation, and you know, this is all mech, it's all robot, so it makes sense. You know, it's not like you're creating a centaur here of an actual human being. It's a robotic centaur, kind of full track centaur mech tank thing. It's able to shoot from the base, and whichever mech you use up here, doesn't have to be Axel's one, will still be able to utilize its Nexo powers and whatever weapon or weapons it has already. Plus, you could still attach something else from another set onto the back of this. So there are many things that you can do to do combinations here. Here's your Year 2 axle, complete with, of course, another form of axe. I like this. This has 3 blades on it, so it looks distinct. It's got one at the front, one at the back, and one at the end, so you can use it in different ways. A couple of spikes on the side, sort of. Looks fairly symmetrical, pretty good looking. And as usual, you need to take some stuff off in order to see the rest of the detail, but with Axel in particular, you cannot remove his armor, of course. So just kind of move the shield out of the way, and of course you can just bring up the visor, and there's his main face. That's pretty much showing you everything else that you could see, other than his alternate face, which is also a good one, but that's just that. In comparison, here's the little Axel bot. Printed tile piece for the chest. This one is printed just a little bit off. I like the helmet for this one, and I like the shoulder pieces, which are in dark gray with the kind of silicone rubber material that has good friction. It's just nice to get those in gray because they're a lot more useful, I think, in just general custom stuff than the more brightly colored ones. This guy has just a little hatchet style axe, and there's his main face. No alternate. The Rogons are some of the more interesting and unique figures, in my opinion, in the Nexo Knights series. They use just a regular minifig style body and head and arms and everything, but then they have this specialized base piece that everything gets attached to, and that's dual molded with the purple and the trans light blue there. I think they just look cool and different. They stand up really well. You got some tubes on the underside to allow it to be attached to studded surfaces, but it has a tremendous amount of stability just on its own. The weapon is kind of straightforward. Notice that this is a gunmetal gray colored T-shaped piece there. Nice printing actually on these. And this one does get an alternate face, which shows it all powered up, and there wasn't really much that you couldn't see with the main face with the hood on. But another really useful piece, I think, for custom stuff, because it just shows eyes. I mean, that could be in any kind of theme. Make up your own superhero, supervillain, anything. And last up is this small brickster who has the 2x2 printed tile piece for the face. They went with the Technic bricks that have 2 holes in them so that the arms could be up high, kind of high shoulder, low face kind of look. I think that was smart rather than just putting them right in the middle, but otherwise there's not much else to see. I think this looks fine from the front, but not from any other angle. The Nexo powers included are Rock Twister on the left, Drop the Beat in the center, and then on the right is the Forbidden power, Wrecking Wrath. Definitely not my favorite Nexo Knights set to date. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and call this my least favorite Year 2, Wave 2 Nexo Knights set. I like how the drills work. I like the figures and the Brickster, that's all fine. I like how the center of this looks, but all the stuff underneath, which is very visible, not so much, especially when attached to this thing. I do like how the little tank thing works, although again, not the greatest looking thing. I mean, it's mostly cool by virtue of how you can attach things to it, and just the fact that it has treads that actually move. I mean, it feels fun to move those around and such, but overall this thing kind of feels mixed up to me and not completely finished. Like, one person did this stuff here up on the top, and then somebody else did all the rest on the underside, and they came together at the last second and just kind of didn't work, my opinion. So you win some and you lose some, and of course not everyone's going to agree. That's it for my look at this set though. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you again very soon.